to be had.
No.
You may even lose them if you do see Bone 7 start to rotate and he sees that.
Yeah.
He might pick up BT to start with, and then 2-3 minutes later, he'll actually have the whole shebang with the Blink Dagger.
That's the power of the BTs as well. Like, first of all, of course, rotating over the map is much quicker when you have the travels. You get so fast. But also the fact that when you farm with Firefly in the jungle, if you have travels, you can farm 4 camps. That's pretty amazing. So you can definitely steal a lot from the enemy jungle.
Smoke movement from LGD. Looking for an opening on top lane. Misery is the most exposed one. So a simple snowball in. He goes for the Earth Spike, trying to get the timing just as they came out of the snowball, but it was a fraction of a second early. So a simple pickoff. There was the Lina who got the last hit in there, so Xiao 8 doing it with the Slave.
Yeah, that was a pickoff that they needed. They need to keep finding these kills. That was 3 heroes committed though, and they only got a support, so it's a good break, but they can't really lane bottom lane at all. And mid lane is also dangerous, so they have to start taking their jungle before Bat Riot comes in there. That's a very important point. Oh, he went for the Blink Dagger, actually. So, Bill 7 going for the more secure gank of a Blink Dagger and Smoke.
Well, you might just feel confident enough that you've got the aggression factor up. It looks like Silas going to be the man taking that big stack. Yeah. Both Call Down, Rocket Barrage, and Flat Cannon. They'll mop through it. MMY is going to soak up the experience, and so is Yao.
He also took one Satire last hit there, the dirty little support. I got my eyes on you, MMY.
Well, they got level 6 on Tusker, so now we've got ourselves an ability to punch over on LGD. Not to mention MMY up to level 5, so 3 points up into the heal. And the Gyrocopter cracked level 7 after this too, and got pretty close to finishing his Bracer.
The tough part...
I mean his drums.
Yeah, the tough part in this game is that Lina is only level 5, and their Tusker now, of course, has level 6, but these two heroes really desperately needs their ultis. So when Lina has hers, I believe they can make some nice ganks. Now they're going to try to kill Misery top again.
Well, hearing that lasso, they're dragging back maybe. He needs a little bit more life, and he's got it! Had one charges up his sleeve. MMY couldn't get in range for the shallow grave. At the same time, they do find that kill over on the Lion. So the smoke gank is successful. Yeah, while C9 not so, and that's the first reveal of the Blink.
Yeah, and that was the first reveal of the Blink and the smoke committed from the Bat Rider. That gank is super important that it works, and it was very close that they killed Ember. So great there for maybe they actually lived this time, and that's not going to set back his next item. So.
LGD is going to be so happy with this. Even though you're so far behind, you've got your level 6s you were talking about. You needed that over on the Lina. You've got this. So the gank combo of Xiao and Yao, these guys just move around, never give the space. Misery is just going to crack his own level 6.
Oh, they're the tag team, the two of them. Like they can make a lot happen. So right now, just going to see Bone 7 farm up the jungle more. Look at the Radiant jungle and how invaded it is. It looks infested right now.
Envy? Okay, yeah, he was already having the link over on Maybe, so maybe he wasn't going to commit anymore. But Envy's getting very aggressive into the tier 2 tower.
Yeah. Notice also Envy's build. This is a pretty standard build. You could put 1 point into Eye of the Storm as well, and he might actually do so next. But putting several points into Unstable Current, being faster and more able to run down the enemy, this is a very strong Razor build.
I think Notel is also pinging out to Envy. It's like, can you please come up here and farm this stack? He's actually stacking the Radiant jungle, which is a little dangerous if it gets called out, especially when you get heroes like Jara, even Lina. Lina with like a 3-1, it's not the easiest way to mop up a camp, but it'll be successful.
I'm a little bit worried for the wards that LGD just dropped in the enemy jungle, because it's nice to have deep wards and deep vision, but you want to have the wards where the fight is going to be taking place. And right now, C9 are just living in LGD's jungle, so these wards might just see that, hey, we're not there. And while that's information, that's not the best information.
And Envy doing multi-camp farming, while the rest of his team pushing the tier 1 tower. Bone 7 again, just hovering back. They drop the Tombstone Notel, expecting some level of defense, but LGD, they're actually on the bottom lane. And it looks like they're grouping up for a big 5-man smoke, and they are going to do so. But is this to contest the mid-tower? You've got no fortification.
I think they might be going for Envy.
The Tombstone's only got 6 more seconds left on it.
Yeah.
When they arrive, this Tombstone's going to disappear. So they snowball in, they go after Fader. He can't get the blink off in time, and Fader, they get the kill. The Soul's going to keep, not the lasso, will be dragging Yao back. Shallow Grave very early on, but they get the perfect shards off. And Misery, Envy and Notel, there's one small path to freedom around the corner, but Ember Spirit jumping down, killing Empy on the way through. It's a double kill for Xiao Wei, while Dazzle comes in for the heal bomb on Notel. The rest of Cloud9 are bailing out of here.
3
Things
for
going
0.
wrong.
Wow, really good fight for LGD there, and there was just chaos in C9. I think they were just panicking over Tombstone is dying, we have to run. But then they jump in and grab, but they grabbed a guy who used everything already. The Tusk had cooldown on every single spell at the point that the Battler grabbed him.
Yep.
And there was no way they're going to win that fight if they stayed, so they lose their Queen, they lose their Razor, and the Undying. Those are 3 really good kills for LGD.
And with this, the net worth's going to start to balance out a little bit more. It's a good swing, but you had yourself almost a 6,000 net worth advantage going the way of Cloud9.
Oh, C9
just
were
over
doing
10 minutes in, and now it's back to 3,000, and it's still going to tip before C9 can get themselves back into the lanes. The experience was roughly the same as well.
Yeah, C9 were doing amazing at that point, so now, of course, with those kills going the way of LGD, it's a little bit more even, but still C9's control for sure.
I don't know how they're meant to push, however. Like this is probably another one of these things to bring up. The fact that Xiao Wei just left the lower levels up in Light Strike Array, but with the 4 points up in Slave, his range damage he did to the top wave as Envy was pushing in, it took out maybe 80% of the life of the creep wave. So you throw both Shards and Slave, and there's no creep waves left. You have to commit this. Like it's the same situation as middle lane. You commit the Tombstone so early before the fight even begins.
He wants to get a grab. He's there looking for it, but he's going to back off. And yeah, as you said, they have to drop a preemptive Tombstone if they even want to stand and hit the tower at all, because the creeps get pulled back.
But is this the way to do it? Because you're losing Tombstone after Tombstone.
Yeah, this one actually going to get farmed up as well. So 150 gold over Selena. She's very happy with that.
She's almost finished a full Yule Scepter. Like I think it was the Void Stone, which is already on that courier for Xiao Wei.
But as you say, like, how else are C9 going to push until they have Aghanims on Razor? The only good part about pushing that they have is Batrider being able to start the initiation, but if it's just about killing the tower, there's no helping that. So LGD is much more rounded in their draft here. Of course, having a heal like Dazzle and his Shadow Wave, that is amazing for pushing. So no sustainability on C9.
Oh, now these wards which LGD planted almost 3-4 minutes ago are going to come to fruition.
Oh, yes.
Because you can see everything inside the dire jungle. You group up as 5 and you take tier 1, tier 2.
Yeah, they also got a D ward on the C9 ward that was on the lane up here. So the lane ward is removed, and they have their 2 wards in the jungle that can now be much more relevant after they won the mid fight.
Looks like they're not going to force the top lane too much. Ember Spirit still needs to find a lot more farm. And maybe that's something else we should be looking at. When does Ember Spirit hit his timing based on the start he's had?
Yeah, tough to say. It depends what he wants to transition into from here. He has the Bracer and he has the face boots, but I think he's just gonna go straight for the drums or Battle Fury. I think Battle Fury, actually. We'll see if he decides to pick up drums.
I think Faye's gonna get very, very frustrated soon.
Yeah,
because the Radiant Creep Wave actually gave vision up.
Another thing to note is that the Undying zombies, they don't die to cleave, but you have to hit them. So if you have Battle Fury on Ember and you jump to all of them, you're actually going to get to hit on all of them and cleave from them. So that's why Ember can work really well against Undying.
So, you get more jump, you deal more damage, and if any of the enemy heroes are in the range, then you actually inflict more damage.
Exactly. Because the old Tombstone, you would just kill all the zombies with one Battle Fury attack, but that's not the case anymore. So that might be a reason why we see more Ember now. He's just very nice against Undying in this sense. That's just a gimmicky interaction, though, or something you should know.
LGD are baiting.
Drums was the choice. Yeah, they are.
This is a really, really big bait. But it's so obvious. Well, they know that they're not being watched because of their Observer wards and Sentry wards that have already been placed. So they know they've got command of their own jungle.
They do. That's a very nice sentry. I'm just looking at Xiao 8 as he's running around and just, securing his own jungle again, trying to put down some good vision for his team.
Meanwhile, Silas got a nice creep wave on top coming, so good farm for him. So you got the 2 cores farming and the other 3 of LGD sitting and waiting. But C9, I think they're getting sick of this. They smoke underneath their own tier 2 tower at the exact same time as cooldown was used on the top. So you're not going to be able to TP down to the bottom lane and give that to support when this fight comes. But
now the wards are paying off for LGD. Look at this. They can back off. They saw that no one is farming the enemy jungle anymore. Oh, they're going to see each other as they run in. They have been spotted.
They're trying to break the smoke. This is the best area of vision where they can break the smoke of Cloud9 and still get away to safety.
He's looking for the initiation. He sees them.
Oh, they found Yao, dragging him back. Tombstone instantly down. Yao, he can't snowball in time. They just have to let him go. MMY was coming in for the shallow grave, but he just couldn't reach him.
That was a lot of skills committed for our Tuskar, though. So now they know that in 20 seconds, they're really strong to fight. They could just wait for a Tusk respawn and start going then. They could maybe even have gone in and punished, but the Tombstone is so risky to dive into.
They're trying to loop around the Tombstone. But the Dire Observer, this ward is so nicely placed down the tree line.
Oh, as you say that. Mama, yeah, he's on the case.
Oh, I guess they just can't have nice things.
Yeah, really good D-wording by LGD. I'm so impressed. That's the third really nice D-word in a row in the last 6 minutes or so. So, very good play. They have been reading C9 like a book here. Not a single Dire ward on the map right now. That is very frustrating when you play and you have this happening, because they don't even have a ward on the courier. Do they even have wards available? They have one ward available to purchase, and they have no wards on the map. That's a terrible spot to be in. You always want to have some vision.
If you keep planning it down, like, you're probably going to be mentally like, I got to keep trying these different, unique spots, and then you still get de-warded out.
Yeah.
Mentally, where do you go from there? And also knowing that LGD have the vision superiority, they're grouping up as 4, they're smoking up, and they're going north.
It's easier to make decisions when you have so much vision. So yeah, they're just going into enemy jungle. They see that they're not in our jungle, so let's go and put some wards up here again and get some info. Yeah. They also show themselves, and there is a smoke from C9 now. As the Gyro revealed himself, they instantly try to wrap around this.
Yeah, No-Tail TP'd out. He actually TP'd to the Tier 2 tower to join that smoke gank. And this Observer Ward, which LGD placed, maybe it's going to give them the false sense of security.
Yes, it could, actually. Sometimes your vision works against you.
But at the same time, look at the vision of the Dire side. They only see Sylar here on the top lane. They don't understand the trap. Envy comes in from behind, however. Yao goes for the shards. Bone 7, a big blink in. He goes for Xiao Wei, dragging him back. So no Laguna Blade, but then set up in towards the air. The Yules are protecting him while the call down. Perfect position with the flag cannon.